Hello, I think, maybe. I have been booted out of my app so many times. My program doesn't want to work for me, and I'm having the hardest time. Everything's just going wrong. So I'm a few minutes late. Hello, I'm just looking behind to set myself up on my iPad so that I know that I can see what I'm doing. I'm too close to the screen again because I'm filming on the wrong camera. And I had so many pretty graphics to show everyone with my other system, and now it's not working. Hi, Kayla. It's going to be one of those mornings. But anyway, that's okay. So I had all these pretty graphics to show you, and I can't show you now, but I can tell you quickly while everyone's coming in. Stampin' Blends, they are all back in stock, all the new ones from the new catalogue. I haven't even got my catalogue beside me. They are all new. You can order all of your Stampin' Up! Blends now. And what else was I going to tell you? See, now they don't have graphics in front of me. I can't remember what I was going to tell you. So Stampin' Blends are all available. Oh, paper promotion. 1st of July. Buy 3, get 1 free. There are select, and I will have more details for you on the 1st. So make sure you check my blog. Good morning, people coming in. And the other massive big thing, and you know, the graphics are so pretty, but you'll have to go and check out the Facebook page to see them. But joining from the 1st of July through to the 31st of July is a new Demonstrator Promotion. It is amazing, amazing. So when you sign up, it's $169 and you get to choose $235 worth of product. You get an $80 business brick, which is, you know, your catalogs and all your forms and all that sort of stuff. Plus, you get to choose an entire colour family for free. 10 ink pads. They're $13 each, so that's like $130 worth of ink pads, and you get them for free. It's just crazy. It's amazing. So if you wanted to try Stampin' Up! And see what it was about, perfect time. Perfect time. So message me if you are interested in jumping on board. We have got a beautiful bunch of ladies in our team. Everyone is so caring and sweet and nice, and we don't have any issues in our group whatsoever, so it's really lovely. Good morning, Deb. Oh, foggy overcast. Yes, we are raining and it's cold, and things aren't working for me this morning. Okay, so we are going to be colouring the hand-delivered. I see now I'm all back to front because I'm not using my program that I normally use. I'm going to have to send in a support ticket or something, because that's 3 weeks in a row now that my program's not worked. So hand-delivered stamp set is what we're playing with, and we are casing today. I know I'm casing, but we are casing the lovely Tanya Kohler, who created this card, and I thought it was stunning. And the other morning going to Lincoln Learn, oh, that was another morning that just did not work out for me. Get home from dropping the kids off from school and there's lunches on the table. Like I've got time to go and take them back. So I cased this card instead of trying to come up with my own. So that is what we are going to create. So let's get stuck straight into it, because I know that, hang on a minute, I have to switch around. So that'll be my hand over you. I have to switch around. Because I'm running late, it means we're going to be a little bit late, which I'm hoping that I'm not going to be too late. Okay, so let's get stuck straight into our card. I'm going to be using the beautiful, well, I can't say beautiful, the Stamparatus. It's not beautiful, it's cool. How about I say that? Amazing tool. And our photopolymer. Okay, whew. It's one of those mornings, just need to calm the farm. So this set is awesome. It's a Hostess set, but I tell you what, you know how there's usually one Hostess set that you've just got to have? This is it, I'm telling you. So I'm going to start off with my balloons. And let's have a quick look at the set. See, you've got, it's sort of like build your own lady, I guess. So you start off with her legs. Well, I'm going to start off with the balloons, but we start off with her legs, and you can put a pattern over her skirt or stripes over her skirt. She can be holding the balloons, so then you go and attach the top part of her, or she's carrying a cake, or you know, textbooks for school, or a sign, and all these little ones fit perfectly in the sign. So it's such a cool set. So we're going to be doing the balloons, and we're watercolouring today too. Okay, so I'm hoping that it won't take too long. Now, the first time I stamped this set, I stamped it like that. Okay, now it wasn't until after I'd stamped it that I realized what I had done. I was taking the balloon strings and making it my vertical, but what you actually need to do is look at her body and turn it so that her body is actually vertical, not the balloon strings. The balloon strings come to the side. Okay, so then I'm just going to adhere that. Got that in place. I'm a little bit dodgy. I was cutting out, these are leftovers from my other cards. Oh, okay, so I'm using Stays On because I am going to be watercolouring. If you're going to be colouring with the blends, then you would be using the Memento. Okay, so, oh, I've got my microphone cord in the way. Okay, so we just want to stamp that down. Now, another thing, my plates here got covered in Stays On, because, you know, sometimes that happens. I might just double ink that. It got a little bit of Stays On it, so I used the Stays On cleaner on my plate, but it left like a greasy smear all over it because I guess the solvent of the there we go. I guess the solvent. Oops. So I'm just going to pick that up and swing that around. Sort of left it a bit of a greasy film, and so the ladies in Australia will understand what I'm talking about. But I got my bottle of EcoWorks out. You know, EcoWorks, you've probably been inundated with adverts on Facebook. So I got my, now what I'm going to do, sorry, I'm all over the place, but I'm going to line up the body here and line it up with the base of her body. And yeah, so I got my EcoWorks out, and see, now I've got Stays On there again, and the EcoWorks just, oh, it come up perfect. Got rid of all the smears, got rid of all the other bits of ink that I had on there because I had a lot of black staining, but that all came off as well. So get your EcoWorks onto your plates, ladies. All right. There we have our stamping. You know what? I think I'll just do, while I'm here, I need a happy birthday as well. So I'm just going to grab that while I'm here. Might as well. Good morning, everyone coming in. I am having technical difficulties as usual. I'm going to have to do get in touch with their support department because, you know, I'm paying for that program and it's not working for me. It's 3 weeks of not working. Whoops, I hope that's all in the right spot. I should have used my, why aren't you stamping? Am I just not inking you up properly? Maybe that is in the way. Let me get rid of that. There we go. Isn't that perfect? You know, when you you can't get a proper image, and then you can. I'm going to clean them up a little bit later. Okay, so now I cannot remember the rules about photopolymer and Stays On. So if anybody knows the rules about cleaning them, let me know. Okay, so what we're doing, EcoWorks I love it on glass. We have got a load of glass in our house, and EcoWorks is just crystal clear, and your shower alcove and all that sort of stuff. It's and your glass oven door. Okay, I'm using Rich Razzleberry, and I'm going to colour in her skirt and a couple of balloons. So I wonder whether I can zoom in just a smidge so you can see what I'm doing. So apologies if this goes a little bit longer than, I read all your comments the other day when I was asking about how long you like to watch live. So, but being watercolouring, I'm a little bit scared that it will go on a little bit longer. Okay, so my first wash, I sort of get like a wet, watery wash. So it's quite a, I don't want it too flooded, but I just want quite a wet wash down first. Okay, and while I've got this wet wash, I am going to do my balloon. So there's a big one at the front. Now I think Tanya may have used a different medium for colouring in than what I'm doing, but I thought it's been a while since I've, whoops, outside the line. It's been a while since I've done any watercolouring like this, so it's always nice to get back into it. Okay, so I'm just going around, and then I'm going to wipe off all my excess and then just bring that into a light wash in the middle. So just keep, okay, and then the same, so you can see I'm picking up the watery bit. You squeeze a little bit of water into it, not a whole amount because you don't want it too flooded. So I'm just picking up that watery area you can see up there in the top. Oh, please, yes, send me some heat. Send me some heat. Okay, so again, I'm just going to go around the outside and wipe off all the excess. So I've just got basically a water brush and pull that in. Okay, so that's the first bit. Hi, Tanya. Long time no see. Okay, so the second pass, or I call them a pass, the second colouring, I come in with less water. So you can see that that colour is a little bit more intense there now. Okay, but I don't do the whole area. Wipe it off and just sort of blend it in a little bit. And the same with the balloon. So I will just sort of concentrate on around the outer edge there and maybe a little bit down the bottom edge here. Whoops, that one was a little bit dark. Wipe off the excess and blend it in, but not all the way. Wipe off the excess and then I can blend that over. Okay. And the top balloon, so again, I feel like I'm going to be saying the same stuff over and over again. And a lot of the time I can't speak when I'm colouring, so apologies if it just goes quiet. Okay, and then I generally do one more, and then from my ink pad I will try and pick up like the deepest colour and then just add some real, so I'll do the top. Now, if I knew anything about proper colouring, I could put like pleats and ruffles in her, ruffles are the word I think I'm looking for, in her skirt, you know, like they do with the blends, and they do the, when they're doing the Copics and they put extra pleats and stuff into her skirt. I'd love to be able to learn how to do all that, but that will do, I'm afraid. Okay, so now we've got a little bit more depth to her skirt, and then we do the same for the balloons. And you'll notice my brush is fairly dry by now. So wipe off all the excess, and then I sort of like blend it with a nothing on my brush. So I'll just do that last one up there. If you guys don't want to see the whole colouring, just let me know and we'll sort of pretend to finish the rest of the card. Okay, I will show you the legs, because if you find that this is dragging on too much, just let me know and we'll go, okay, well, let's build some of the other card instead. Crumb Cake, I did her legs. So we want to make sure that we've got all of that razzleberry off. Okay, now we want to start really lightly with, that's not really lightly, is it now? We want to start fairly lightly with the crumb cake. Now she's going to have a splodge on her leg. So quite light first because, as I've demonstrated, you can't take it off if you've just put it on too dark. And a little bit on her arms. And then for the second bit, I am going to come in, pick up the darker areas of my ink pad and just under her dress and down the side of her leg. So around the knee area and down the side. And then one more, just picking up a little bit more. Sort of gives the illusion that she's got a bit more of a kneecap going on here now. And just down the side. And a little bit on her arms, what about that? So just along the tops. And that's it, and that's only like tiny, tiny, super tiny amounts. 95 degrees, what's that? That's, I know your 120 or something is round our 40 odd something. Okay, so now what am I doing next? Coastal Cabana. Let's do some of this. All right, so squeeze, and this is the new ink pad, and I can still get a good squeeze out of my Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to pick up fairly intense to start with because I'm just going straight into her shoes and along her belt and along her cuffs there. Okay, so and then I'm going to pick up like the wettish watercolor. I don't know whether you can see what I'm, shift my ink pad so you can see. So you can see how wet and watery that is, I hope. And then I'm going to do this one back here. So fairly light wash to start with. And also this one here. I have to work out which ones I did. So I am, if you just tuned in, I am casing Tanja Kolar today from Germany. I loved her card and I thought, well, I want to make it too, because that's what we do, isn't it? As stampers, we provide inspiration to others. Okay, so, and then wipe all the excess off and just blend that out so that we've got a little bit of sparkle going on our balloon. But you can imagine that behind that balloon there, if the sun was shining straight on, you would have a little bit of shadow. So just depending also where your shadow is, where your sunlight would be coming from, mine sort of would be coming from straight on, so you'd have that little bit of a glow about your balloons. And then another one, sort of getting a little bit more intense as we go along. And behind there. Okie doke. Oh, actually I might put just a little bit on her waistband. Like that, and blend them in. All right, next we will be using Grapefruit Grove. These colours are gorgeous. I think my orange is different to what Tanja used, but I think I got the rest of the colours fairly well right. Okay, now I've found, because some people have said that they can't squeeze their new ink pads to get the ink out, and I'm finding that this way doesn't work, but this way I do get a fair bit on. Okay, so just make sure that your brush is clean. We don't want, I don't know what colour Coastal Cabana and Grapefruit Grove would make together, but I'm sure it wouldn't be what we want. Okay, so just make a wash again. And I want this one. And this one here at the back. And the other thing is, don't go sticking your, like I just did then, don't go sticking your little finger on your wet work, okay? Do not want that. So this stamp, it's an awesome set. It's a Hostess set, so if you're having a workshop or a class or even just purchasing yourself, you can grab this one from the Hostess section once your orders in Australia is over $2.50. You're entitled to your Hostess rewards. And this one is an awesome set. And the last orange one. I hope my hand's not in the way and you can actually see. So whenever you go back to do the blending, so you can see, I just always wipe off. And it's good to allow like one layer to dry before you come in and do another as well. Because then you can go as deep as you want in colour and the watercolour paper does not pill. Okay, one last colour. I'm debating whether to cut it out or whether to show you the card and then go, here, just stick your girly on top. Okay, so I'm using crushed curry now. For my last couple. I actually have a feeling that Tanya may have used pencils to colour this. I'll have to go and ask her actually and tell her that hope she didn't mind that I've used her card for my live. Okay, because the yellow is quite light, I am going to go fairly heavy because I want, you know, I don't want a washed out yellow, I want a nice bright yellow. So just then come around. So I've just wiped all the ink off my brush and just blend that out. So now we've got a nice glow going on. And one down the bottom. Here comes the rain again, which is nice actually because we haven't had any rain for quite some time. Oh, I'm just thinking, we've had, you know that bioluminescent algae that you get? We've had it down in our main street at our beach down the front street here for the last couple of nights, and I was going to go and take the boys down and have a look at it tonight, but I guess if it's raining, that may ruin my chance of going and seeing it. It's pretty cool. It's the stuff where, you know, where you splash in it and at night time it glows, the ocean glows when it's moved. It's so cool. So, but I guess if it's raining, it's probably not going to be there tonight. Apparently it was here this time last year too. Knew I should have done it last night. Just like I knew I should have taken the clothes off the line. Okay, so there is my colouring. Well, it started raining here probably about 5:30 this morning, Kerry, so I'd say that rain is coming. It's raining right now, actually. Okay, so do you want me to cut this out, or do you want me to just finish making the card and say, imagine that stuck on top? I'll let it dry for a minute. We'll decide in a moment because I have to cut it out. I have to cut it out by hand. Blech. Okay, so I have got a piece of Whisper White here, and my sponge with my Coastal Cabana on it. And what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to work from this side actually. I want to tap off, I'm tapping off, let me just pull back a little bit so you can, oops, wrong way. There you go. So I'm just tapping off any excess ink, and I'm going to sponge that on to my card. And I'm going to come sort of out. Oh, I didn't really want that on there. No, that's why I was tapping it off. So if you want to pop in the comments whether you want me to take the time to cut that out or just pretend. Okay, so with Coastal Cabana, I'm just sponging that out. And sort of just want that into a, bring that out into a sort of like a faded, nothing. Okay. I'll put the rest of the card together while I'm waiting, and we'll see what we get. Okay. There it is. Fine cutting it out. I'm not wasting too much time. I know cutting out can, you know, it's pretty boring. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that onto my, what's that? Coastal Cabana. And then I have got a base of crumb cake. And then I've got a strip of that gorgeous paper from the Share What You Love. You put it down right in front of you and you still can't see it. Who else does that? I'm hoping everybody. I hate getting tape on my thing. Okay, so then I'm going to pop that on the edge there. Got some baker's twine, and I want enough of it to, molting hair everywhere. I want to get that wrapped around twice. Are we back? My phone just rang, so apologies to whoever that was. I am not answering. So I hope I'm back again. Probably had a little bit of a pause. All right. So when I tie my bows, I tie that bit into a knot first so that I can actually play. Like I don't have to try and hold my finger down or anything. Get my little loop. Now, normally when you do a bow, you go around forwards, but I found that for tying bows, if you come around behind and pull through the back, you actually get a really nice little bow. Okay, and then I can scooch that down to the bottom. Give that a little bit of a opening. Trim my tails just a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to mount that. Hi everyone who else is just popping in. And pull them off. Excuse my head if it gets in the way. All right. Oops, that wasn't very even, was it now? Let me pull that up a little bit. Excuse my head, I have to I have to get in there. I can't see what I'm doing otherwise. Okay, so we have got that. Now comes the cutting out stage. So where to start? So try and make sure this is a little bit dry because it's so much easier to cut out when it is drier. It's sort of firmed up again. So just leaving a little white gap, and I'm probably going to rush. I'm going to try not to rush. So chat to me while I'm cutting this out. Not that I'll be able to. Look, yes, Michelle, you'll have to, because I coloured. So coloured on watercolour paper with my ink pads. Oops, 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 oops. Sometimes colouring can be relaxing, but not when you're live. Only because I think it's boring for you guys to watch me. Alright, I'm going to go around her feet at the moment. You know what, I'm just going to chop that bit off. And I am going to fussy cut. I'm trying to keep you in the screen as well. I'm trying to, you know when you cut things, you normally pull it close to your body. So I'm trying to cut this out so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so tricky bit. Get up there. So rather than, you know, take your scissors out away from your paper, just trying to keep them in there and just sort of weave your, twist and turn your cardstock instead of your blades. Okay. And if you can try and not scissor so much as well, it certainly makes the balloons a lot easier to trim out as well. I mean, obviously the blades are small and you can't not scissor, but like, you know what I mean. Don't seesaw them. Okay, well that didn't take that long. That's good. Okay, so now we can stick her because we're almost finished. Oh good, I'm glad it wasn't too boring. So yeah, so just with fussy cutting, if you can just try and keep your, oh, wait a minute. I was going to go back 2 seconds. Let's really get in there, shall we? Let's get in there. It makes it tricky because you can't really see where you're going because there are legs in my way. There we go. And just trim around her foot so it's not so... There we go. There we go. Ooh, I can go dancing. Right. They are going to dangle, however, because even though we have got the mini dimensionals, they don't fit on her legs. Okay. Oh, do you know what? I trashed my fingernails. I'm so mad with myself. I took my nail wraps off the wrong way. Stupid me. All you have to do is remove them with normal nail polish remover. And what did I do? No, I picked them off, didn't I? So I have trashed my fingernails. And I've had to cut them really short because I've pulled all the layers off them. And now I can't do anything. So I'm hoping that they grow quickly in the next 2 weeks before I go away, because they're pretty bad at the moment. Well, and all it would have taken would have been, you know, an extra 5 minutes to do them properly, and no. Silly girl, I've learned my lesson. Okay, we are done. So there we go. Oh, no we're not. Jiminy cricket. What have I left behind? Hang on a minute, I'll try not to yank my cords out. I haven't put my sentiment on there. Oh, and you know what else? Oh, I can't reach. Excuse me, I'm bending over into my bag beside me to get things. I need my sentiment. So, I have got 15 team members having birthdays in July, so I need to, you know where all my birthday cards go, don't you? Okay. But my stash of cards is growing faster than happy birthday, like sending out cards to people. So I know my school sends out cards to various people, so I'm thinking I might drop a stack of cards down to them, see if they would like them. And then I realised as I was photographing my card yesterday, I noticed I didn't put any bling on my card. No bling. Okay, so happy birthday can go down the bottom. I should have shifted her over a little bit more. That's okay. So no bling on my card. So you know what I'm going to do. Tanya had, I think she had some stars. I have a thing about stars. I can't. Oh, that was handy. I lost my Duvaflecky. I lost my clear dot stick. All right. So, but she had just one sparkly on there. How's that? I'll put one on all of them. Gotta have a birthday card with bling. Oops. So there we go. When you want to, take your time. Okay, there we go. My cards are finished, so I'll have to email Tanya and say, look, we made your card. Isn't that gorgeous? She did such a beautiful job, and I thought, right, that's it. I am copying. So there we go. I have copied 3 times. Pretty, pretty. How bright and beautiful is that? I love it. Cool. Excellent. Okay. I'm not sure how long I've been chatting for, but I hope it's not been, oh, excuse me. I hope it's not been too long. There is my day, my cards for the day. So don't forget, coming up, we have the Stampin' blends. All of them are now available to purchase. 1st of July, we have got a buy 3, get 1 free on select designer series papers. And also that amazing, amazing, amazing recruiting offer where you can get a whole 10 ink pads in the new style in any of the colour families. There's 5 colour families to choose from. You get them free when you join Stampin' Up. So amazing deal, amazing deal. I have got one more Friday before I go away. So I will see you again next Friday at the same time, and hopefully I can get my my program stuff sorted out so I can go back to filming the usual way. But thank you very much for joining me, and we will see you next week. Bye.